Since our house is a container house and we live off grid, I've really struggled with to make it look good and kind of hide it so you don't know that that's what this is right here.
Time change is kicking our butts. I think it got dark at what, like 5:30 last night?
Girl, you better take that ring off.
No,
Take it
it's
off.
not.
Take it off. Take it off.
That's so excited that we wanted to change the style of roof that we were gonna put on it. If you can envision this tad bit nicer, that's what it's gonna look like.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
What's up, guys? It's a cold one out here today, but as always, there's work to be done. So we're going to be working on our battery storage box over there today. I say working on that, but we're actually going to be getting rid of that and building a complete new one. We have 12 batteries in there now. They have 4 more that I got in the mail recently that I need to install, and that box has reached its limit. It cannot fit any more batteries in it. So we're going to be getting rid of that box to build a bigger one so we can fit those extra 4 batteries. And then also we're going to be doubling up on the insulation in there. That way they're prepared for the winter. Since our house is a container house and we live off grid, I've really struggled with how to do our battery and inverter setup and to make it look good and kind of hide it so you don't know that that's what this is right here. So while this new box will definitely work for now, I'm not saying that it's going to be permanent. I'm always down to hear ideas on what you think we could do to make it look good and everything. But for right now, we're just going to be building the box so that way whenever we build our deck right here, we can just set it on top of the deck and it'll just look like a storage box on the deck basically.
I know that we've had a couple people comment, well, why don't you just add your batteries underneath your solar panels? And so I did want to touch on that, and correct me if I'm wrong, babe, but the reason that we cannot have the batteries underneath the solar panels is because you need your batteries to be as close as your inverter as possible, and your inverter needs to be as close to the house as possible. So it's just a little bit too far to have all of the storage over there, and that's why we're going to build something off of the house itself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, guys. This time change is kicking our butts. I think it got dark at what, like 5:30 last night?
Yeah, it was terrible.
So we basically worked until Cody couldn't see anymore, and then we headed on in. But we are back out here. We're going to finish the battery box today. I think we're going to stain it, get everything hooked up, and get this project done and completed. To make this box just a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, because at the end of the day it is just a wooden box, I think we're going to make the top of it slanted, so that way it gives it just a little bit of character. Sorry, I'm in his way.
Now that we're finished building the box, I'm gonna finish insulating it. We're gonna put the roof on, and then Summer's gonna stain it.
The sun's starting to set, so we're gonna try to do this as quickly as we can, but I'm going to be staining this with the same dark walnut stain that we've stained pretty much anything if we're gonna stain something. How many times can I say stain in one sentence? Oh my goodness. This is kind of old. I think it'll be fine.
Girl, you better take that ring off.
No, I'm gonna put a glove on.
No, your ring is gonna rip the glove.
No,
Take it
it's
off.
not.
Take it
No.
off.
I'm not
Take
taking
it off.
That's-
Thank you.
You happy now?
Yep. Yeah, I was just gonna say this is gonna take forever, it looks like, from that, so maybe we should find a brush.
We don't have a brush.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we use them all for painting. It's fine. Where is he?
He's walking down.
We decided that we wanted to change the style of roof that we were going to put on it, so we had to go to the Home Depot.
We're gonna be using this foam polycarbonate plastic, basically, roofing, the corrugated roofing that goes on top. That way it's easier to cut than the metal sheeting that we have. It'll look a little bit better, and we can angle it so the water will go down the roof slope instead of going horizontally.
There you have it, folks. Also, something fun is Braden came out last night and he helped Cody move the stairs that were over here. So if you remember, there were those big metal stairs. My dad actually gave us those so that way we could get on our roof. We are not really doing much on our roof. We lowered our Starlink, so we don't really have to worry about that anymore. We cleaned up a lot of those cables and wires, so I think we're gonna end up moving the stairs over to the shop. That way they can be utilized over there as Cody's working towards that build. So they are moved away from the house, and eventually we'll probably put some sort of wooden stairs there and make like an overlook on top of the house if that's something we decide to do. For now, no stairs on the house. It looks so much more clean, and I think the battery box is gonna make it look even better. So what, let's finish up the roof and then get everything installed?
Yep, we're gonna put the brackets on the plywood so the plywood roof is attached, and then we'll cut the plastic panels and attach those to it, and that's pretty much it. We'll move it over.
why this side is not stained, and that's simply because nobody's ever going to see it, and I didn't really want to. If nobody's ever going to see it, there's no point. Work smarter, not harder.
Since it's corrugated, using tape is the easiest way to get your straight line to be able to cut it. So now I'm just going to trim about an inch and a quarter off the end of this. That way you can't see the wood right there and it's the roof overhanging. So just need to take a little bit off the edge.
Nice. It looks good.
So now that the new storage box is complete, our next step is going to be to kill power to the house, unhook all these batteries, get everything moved out of the way, and then we'll move the new box over.
It's really heavy.
Spot.
Oh
You
god.
got it.
Oh my gosh, that's
Perfect.
so heavy.
There you go. Slide it out. What do you think?
Oh, I like it. It looks good. So to give you a little visual, we'll end up having a deck right here, and then on top of the deck will be this. I think we're going to end up getting some sort of cabinet to mount on the containers for the inverter itself. And then we're going to spice up the wood area a little bit. Right now it's just kind of thrown together with what we had that was in the backyard. We kind of utilized the same wood rack area and then just painted the top blue to match the house. But if you can envision this tad bit nicer, that's what it's gonna look like.
So we have 16 of these Better Power Life PO4 batteries. That's what we use for the house. Not sponsored or anything. I'm gonna be hooking everything up in series parallel. Going this way, those 4 batteries will be one big 12-volt battery, 12 volt, 12 volt, 12 volt. So then all together in series, they make 48 volts. It's kind of confusing to explain it without visually being able to see it, but you'll be able to see it as I start wiring everything up. So let's do it. Real quick, I just wanted to go over the whole series parallel thing. So as you can see right now, all of the rows of batteries are in parallel together. So negative is hooked up to negative and positive is hooked up to positive for these entire rows together. Now to make them in parallel, I'm gonna go from the positive on here to the negative on here, and that'll make this 24 volts. And then if I do it here, that'll make that 36, and then with another one, 48. Right now, they're all wired in parallel together. I'm about to wire them in series. And if you're wondering why I don't have the new 4 ones hooked up yet, it's because the original batteries aren't fully charged. And before I hook them all up together, I need to make sure every single battery is 100% charged. So I'm gonna get them hooked up the way that they were, get the generator going and get them all completely charged, and then I'll disconnect it, hook up the new batteries, and we'll be good to go. All right, we got all the original batteries hooked back up. I just gotta let them finish charging all the way, and then I'll hook up the new 4 and we'll be good to go. But for now, the storage box is complete and I'm definitely happy with the way it came out.
For us, this is a big project that we've needed to get done for quite a while, so I'm super happy that it is done and completed, and now we will have such a higher battery capacity.
Yeah, a lot more capacity. I think it's 5 kilowatt hours more, which is a good amount. And then I'm definitely very curious to see how warm it stays in there over the freezing days. So not that I want it to freeze, but I kind of do, so I can see. And if you're wondering about ventilation in it, they're lithium ion batteries, not lead acid, so they don't really need ventilation aside from them getting too hot. But we'll definitely have to monitor the temperature in there once spring comes around and it starts warming back up. My battery monitor has a little temperature monitor on it, and I've never had an issue with them overheating or anything like that. But if we do end up having some issues with that, we'll probably put in a temperature controlled fan in the springtime.
If you're interested in anything else regarding our solar setup, please let us know down in the comments. That way we can try to touch on as many questions as we can. I know that our solar setup isn't as extravagant and luxurious as some people's, but it's definitely functional and has worked well for us. I think one day we might do a video on how much it costs and how exactly everything was set up, since there's been so many different changes. But she's definitely had quite the upgrade since last year. I feel like we've probably upgraded it every 6 months to a year, and we're getting about to the final point where I think we have what we need. Like, we don't need anything else, right?
I wouldn't say that. I definitely like to have a little bit more power. I think we're definitely going to add some more panels, and we'll probably upgrade our inverter. Will be our next biggest purchases for the electrical system. With a different inverter, we'd be able to get 240 volts and 120 instead of just 120, which is what we're running on now. So it'd be a little bit better for like the water heater and things like that. And then with a bigger inverter, we can also have a lot more input and charge the batteries a lot faster, because we're about maxed out on how fast we can charge them.
My arm can't hold up any longer.
So yeah, we'll probably end up upgrading those next.
When he means next, he means in a few months. We're going to work on something else now.
Yeah.
My goal for the next video is to get everything ready so that way we can start working on floors. So I think we're going to be taking it into the inside of the house. We might have 1 or 2 projects outside, but for the most part, we're going to be focusing on the inside over the next, week or so. So, all right. I think that's about it. Hope everybody has a wonderful week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.
That is the biggest rat I've ever seen in my entire life.
We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life?